I read this article. I'll put it on the screen as we're talking about it. But it was saying that 70% of, I think it was either 60 or 70% of marriages are initiated by women. I mean, divorces are initiated by women.
Yep.
Do you find that that's the case in your situation?
I think we're just a lot more perhaps organised in the relationship, because generally that weight of the housework, working, childcare, child minding is a lot of the time women. I'm not to say that males don't do it, but majority of the time it is the woman taking on that role, whether it's working full time and then also coming home, cooking dinner, doing the school lunches, helping the kids with the homework, bathing them, things like that. So they've got control of the relationship. They know that, they know they know what they've got going on this weekend. They know when there's a dentist appointment. They know when there's a doctor's appointment. So I think they're sort of nearly maybe that one step ahead. So when it comes to separating, they've probably, they've already taken on, they've probably felt like they've had more of the load already. So it might be an easier decision for them to instigate it rather than, because the guy might be sitting back going, this is sweet. I get home every night. She cooks, she cleans, she takes the kids to school, picks them up. All I've got to do is, help them shower and put them to bed. Like, this is sweet.
Yeah, but do you also think there's I don't know, there's like a unseen hand telling young girls that a Prince Charming, perfect, happy ending will happen to every single precious little girl, and you'll have your day and you'll get your dress and your knight in shining armor, and then realize that, marriages are some real shit. It's something that,
I think when you're young, like everyone wants that fairy tale.
Yeah.
Majority of the people want that fairy tale. I mean, everyone wants to live happily ever after, in whatever shape or form.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. The reality is that just because you get married doesn't mean that all the problems go away, or that, celebrating the day, or actually, having a piece of paper, having a marriage certificate means that, that things are going to get better, or that you're going to be together for the rest of your life. Because, and even when it comes to the Family Law Act, being married or being in a de facto relationship is the same weight. Doesn't matter in terms of entitlements.
Really?
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I might be married for, 6 years, and you might have been with your partner for 6 years. Just because I'm married doesn't mean that I have to go through the process and you don't. You're entitled. You're eligible for the process.
And how long is it considered to have the same weight? Because obviously when you get married straight away, you're in the deep end.
So it's usually the period of cohabitation. Right. So once you commence living together.
From the beginning?
From the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you might be living together for 10 years and then get married, and then you're only married for 1 year. That 10 years prior to you getting married still gets taken into consideration as to what you've contributed towards the relationship, because you're a couple, you're living together, presumably things start happening jointly.
Yeah, right.
So,
I never knew that.
Yeah. So, and I think not a lot of people do. They think, if you're not married, then, you're not entitled to a property settlement, or if you don't have children and you're not married, you're not entitled to anything, which is not actually the case.
Wow. And is that in Australia?
Yeah. Right. That's the Family Law Act. So the Family Law Act defines, so that the Family Law Act applies to whether you're married or in a de facto relationship. And a de facto relationship, the definition is, again, quite broad. Some people think, I have to be together for 12 months. It's once 12 months starts, then it's de facto. Some people think 6 months de facto, but it's actually a range of different different things that can yes, obviously the length of time that you're together is something that gets taken into consideration as to whether you're in a de facto relationship, but other things such as, are you sharing finances? Would someone walking down the street think that you're a couple, or do your family and friends know that you're a couple, things like that. So, you know, that's, we sometimes get clients that come to us and say, what I shouldn't have to be, we shouldn't have to do any sort of property settlement. We're only roommates. Or she was my renter and, I owned the property and she was my renter, which, and then you got to delve into that more and say, okay, well, because, if you can't establish that you're in a de facto relationship, you don't fall within the Family Law Act, so there's no property settlement.
Right. So do people just say that to avoid the whole situation, even though they were in a... like
a sexual relationship or something? Yeah, well, some people try, but you've got to, dive a little deeper into the relationship.
You're like, bullshit.
Yeah. Establish whether, like, hang on a sec, I'm pretty sure that's not true. Like, why did you stick around for so long?
But then why would they come and see you if that means one party wanted something and the other party didn't want to
that's right.
comply?
Yep.
Right.
Yep, that's right. So to answer your question about marriage, I mean, I think that, again, I go back to how have you been brought up? I mean, your parents have divorced. You may not want to get married because your experience has been horrible, because you've seen your parents be unhappy, you've seen the fighting, you've seen this, you've seen that. My experience, like I said, all my close family are still married to their partners. So, is that something that I should strive for? Because, you obviously don't see what happens behind closed doors, but, they've made it work. You've seen the weddings, you've seen it was a perfect day. It was a great day. Everyone's happy, so that's something I want.
Yes. So
I think it certainly comes down to personal, how you've been brought up. And a lot of people, some people do just want a ring on their finger.
Yeah, and that's actually just pointing perfectly to where I was going, where it's like, so then why get married, right? For me, I sound like I'm a wet blanket, but I do want to get married, but you're talking about having a de facto the same weight as a marriage, right? So yes. I'm like, okay, well, that's not necessary to get married. You still have to go through all of those kind of legalities at the end of your relationship. But then also, so I'm guessing it's the wedding dresses.